Good morning, Giants. Welcome to Wake Up with Giants TV. Have you ever wondered, can you? Good morning, Giants. Welcome to Wake Up with Giants TV. I'm Ryan Morris, and as always, I'm here with your host, Nicholas T.
Well, did you see? Well, I don't know what that was, but me waving, maybe.
What is this parade
Good,
wave I've got going on there?
good morning.
Elbow, elbow, wrist, wrist. It's St. Patrick's Day, and if you haven't joined uh, Wake Up with Giants TV on YouTube, subscribe, hit the alert button. Can you? Yes, you can. Go do that so you know when we go live every single dang time. And if you don't have
Every
it
time.
on, we're gonna pinch the freaking crap out of you today. So go get some green on if you don't want to get pinched. I got my green on.
I
It
should.
says Lucky and Ryan the Lion.
We ought to change our banner color here.
So early. I know. Hey,
Oh,
look
there
at
we
this.
go. Let's go Irish. Hey, Dorothy Inez. We
We don't even sleep.
we wake up like a ball of energy. We're
Wow.
ready. Can you? Can you have a
Betcha.
topic called "Can you"?
Can we?
I
Can
do
we?
have.
And
I do
you?
have one announcement. Good. Yeah. I see no sleep. Yeah, coming up in September, there's a big event, the
Oh,
Upgrade Your Life Tour. And we'll get to share the stage with Les Brown, Kevin Sorbo, Tom Ziegler, Waldo Waldman, Laban Ditchburn, Tony Schmaltz. You talk about a power lineup: Eric Lofholm, Sarah Adnani, Melissa Ross, Steve Krebda. I'm going to name them all. And the
yeah.
Giants. These
That's
us. We'll,
George Washington.
no, not George Washington. He won't be there.
His horse.
Nope.
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 Just us.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we do have a topic today, but I mean, we'll see.
Yeah.
Can
Be
we?
pretty cool.
Yeah. This stems from the conversation with Steve Hardison in a parking lot 2009, and I asked him a question. I said, "Can you?" And he said, "Yes." Before I even finished, I didn't finish the question. He just said yes, and I said, "How can you say yes if you don't even know what I'm going to ask?" And he said, "There's nothing you can ask that's bigger than me." And then down the road, he said, whether I create it myself or get people enrolled in the creation of it, it can be created. And so it lent a new perspective on our ability and our possibility as human beings, is that we can do a lot of things. A lot of times we talk ourselves out of it. Like, we say we can't. Well, I can't do that. And then we believe that. And so we put no energy into it, because why would we put energy into something we can't do if we believe truly that it's not possible? And so we end up getting the result that we can't. And the reality is we choose not to. Maybe we are not into it, we're not committed to it. But the can you is yes, always. You have some thoughts around that, Ryan? That's a simple message, but the answer is yes.
This is true too.
Yeah.
Will you?
Yeah, you'll see this in the book, right? When Rit's talking to Remy, that came from that conversation with Steve Hardison. But he says, "Can you?" And right when they're walking out to the garden, he says, "Yeah." He says, "How can you? How can you say that? You don't know what I'm going to ask." Yeah, the will you is a big thing. Or do you believe that you can?
Hmm.
Or do you choose to?
I think
That
that's actually how the topic kind of came up last night. Is that we were sitting in that Zoom Gigante, and there's the group was um, asking some questions and having that shift in. Well, I think we're talking about acceptance and like that whatever's happening is happening, and then but you could either just say, okay, well that's happening, and then freeze and stay. where you're at and let that be your story, or go create a new story.
Yeah.
So where the old story doesn't even matter, or rewrite your old story.
Yeah. I
And
mean,
I'm not gonna share details, obviously, of from the group, but
right.
I know in my life, like I could let all of the past define me, or I can go define me.
Yeah. You know,
Make
I
sense?
had no, not at all.
Not at all. Zero.
Doesn't make
Hey
any
Nora, how's it going?
I had a conversation with Townsend Wardlaw the other day, and he said something to me, and I said, I can't do that. He said, Nick, is that true? You can't. I said, okay, I choose not to do that. And that's a more powerful way to go anyway. And you think about what Ryan just shared, the life, your life has been a certain way up to this point. And so there's a lot of evidence that says that it's going to continue along that path. And you might say things like, I can or I can't based on that history, but it's just a history. And history comes from story, right? It's a story. It's a historical made up thing. And not to discount what events have gone on in your life, the meaning that we give to it is created by us. And so if it's a creation, everything that comes from here on is a creation. And truthfully, can you? Yeah. I love that, Shauna Lee. I go define me. I define me. I create me. Can I create it? Absolutely can create it. Can I get others enrolled in that creation? Absolutely can do that. I mean, how many times, Ryan, have we had things where it's like, is this a possibility? Can we do that? And then we go to work to find how to do it. I think of Alyssa Ann's miracle. It just came from an idea. You're like, can I do this?
She just messaged me last night.
Yeah.
Hi, Alyssa.
Yeah. So I choose not to. I choose that is so much more powerful than can and can't. Can you? Yes. Can't you? Yes. That's also true. That can be true. Do you choose to? Will you? That's the bigger question here. And possibilities are possibilities everywhere. And so it's really up to you to create your life, create it from here forward. That you created all of it up to this point. Maybe you did it unconsciously, but from here on, do it consciously. Choose in.
There's speaking of Alyssa Ann's miracle, like there's 3 Australians that they wanted something different. They wanted to get out of the situation they were in, and they didn't know how to do it. So then those 3 right there, they just said, "Look, I'm not going to let all these restrictions and all these things define what I can and can't do. I get to choose." And there was some of the stories about how they got to the US are just crazy. Like they shouldn't exist. Like they shouldn't be. Some of the customs people as they were coming over were like, "How did you do this?"
Yeah.
I just did it. Like, this is the first one I've ever seen of this paperwork or whatever. How did you do that? Well, I just told them what I wanted to do, and I started doing it, and said, "This is what I'm going to do," and then they did it.
I think of Thomas Edison's quote. He said, hell, there are no rules here. We're trying to accomplish something. And that's essentially what these guys did. Like whatever the rules were, maybe they didn't apply. It's not that they broke the law. They just maybe went around what everybody thought were the rules for creating, and they created it. And so
I think they're still wondering how it happened some days, but it's the miracle of creation. It's getting committed
yeah,
behind something,
leaning in, right?
leaning in and trusting that it'll work out, and then going to work. They didn't just sit there and go, "Okay, I'm going to get into the US," and then
Yeah.
it just worked that way.
Buy
Like,
a lottery ticket, right? Like
yeah,
it's that
they tried
thinking.
everything. Oh, that reminds me.
Yeah.
I was
Well,
going to hit the button that you push, but no, it's a giant shout out to
that button?
yeah, that button. There it
Yeah.
is. It exists still. Everyone's like, "Oh no!"
God
But
dang it.
hey, has it been 2 years when we launched our Kickstarter today?
Yeah.
It's our
Yeah.
birthday. It's our Kickstarter
2-year
start the
anniversary.
Giants' birthday.
Actually, that was the catalyst for all of this.
Surprise.
Yeah, the Kickstarter, we were going live. I mean, Inhuman live, not live like this social media. And that was the day the economy shut down. They shut down for COVID. So we pivoted. And here
Yeah.
we are today.
And we had no idea how the heck we were gonna make it work. We had talked to Jay, and Jay told us, we said, "Hey, this is all the things we've done up to this point." And
And Jay's an atheist. He tells us
yeah,
to pray.
Jay goes, "Okay, what?" I said, "What else can we do?" He's like, "Well, I'm an atheist, but at this point, I would consider praying." Hmm. But you know what? It was one more thing. So
Yeah.
what? And then he said, "I would go to work. I would do everything that you can think of, exhaust every avenue that comes up, because that's what you got to work with."
Yeah.
And sure enough, look what happened. We're sharing a stage 2 years later with Les Brown,
That's crazy.
with Laban Ditchburn, who we didn't
Tony
even know,
Schmaltz.
with
Yeah,
Tony
Melissa
Schmaltz,
Ross.
with Sarah Adnani. Like, this is freaking rad.
Yeah.
With Eric Lofholm.
Yeah.
We didn't even know these people. Well,
Uh-uh.
no, we didn't even know Melissa at that time. What the crap?
We didn't. Yeah, I don't even know. I mean, we'd maybe started doing some of these shows, maybe, but I mean, going 2 years
I
back, that's crazy.
I think that had we even done shows?
I don't
You had done
remember.
you had done your stuff.
I was
You had
out there
done
disclosing my life, like
Yeah.
sharing all my
Hey,
sorrows and
this is
pains and
fun. I remember that.
yeah, so if you want my history, go back. I mean, it's all
Wow.
there. It was about that. I'm moving on 3 years from the divorce, so it's about 2 years ago that we started working together on the show, and
Well, we
now we
decided
have
we needed a platform. We
yeah,
needed somewhere to share the Giants message and to help other people. And the Tribe of Giants came from that. The League of
yeah,
Giants came from that. Thanks, Shauna Lee.
yeah,
Love you
Sum
too.
Gigante, all these programs, the speaking events, teaching the teachers down in Southern Utah, the 300 teachers. I mean, it
Getting to go
all
to the Ultimate Experience and
so
speak there.
yeah, I mean, back in the day, if we would have thought this would be it, we would have maybe looked at it and said, "Yeah, I don't know if maybe would have said, I don't know if I can do that."
We could
But
have given
can
up,
you?
because I remember the feeling, and I imagine the feeling for a lot of people when there's stuff going on in their lives. Like, it feels like everything is against them. Like, they have almost no hope, no hope. They feel hopeless,
Yeah,
and then just standing on the shoulders of a giant, and him just saying, "Look, you got to dig deep. You need to be the person you need to be." Is essentially, is he's saying the same thing as Steve Hardison, as Remy. You need to be the person that you're meant to be. You need to be that giant, Grit. But there's some work to do. Can you?
absolutely.
Hmm. That's
Giants
weird.
go.
Some realizations for us too, as we're sitting
Yeah, yeah,
here,
it's
some
unreal.
remembering. Huh.
It's it's a beautiful thing. Giants, as you're out there creating, just remember, can you? Yes, you can. Always. Always you can.
Mhm.
Then the question becomes, will you choose to do it? Will you commit to it? Because your commitment is going to create. And then who you're being behind that commitment is going to create. So really step into it, lean in, look at what you desire to create in your life and do it.
Hmm.
Cool. Any other thoughts
Perfect.
around that?
Man, I'm just super grateful for all of the people that we've met along the way. The there's been well, obviously there's been way more positive than negative people. I'm even grateful for the negative experiences,
Yeah,
because they led us to exactly where we're at right now. And
I
what?
agree.
We're right on time. We're exactly where we need to be. And yeah, Go make it a giant day.
Love you guys.
Love you too.
See you in the next video.